Hey YouTubers, good morning, Robb. Guys, this video is going to be for people who never buy things for themselves. Hey YouTubers, good morning, Robb. Guys, this video is for people who they never buy for other people. They always... Hey YouTubers, good morning, Robb. Guys, this video is for people who are always thinking of others and not thinking of themselves. They're always buying other presents and things for other people. If you go to their house, it's full of things that they purchased they're going to give to other people. They go somewhere, they say, oh, I know so-and-so would like this, but they never think of themselves. This year, I think people should start thinking about treating themselves nicer and being nicer to themselves and buying things for themselves. And for some people like that, it's hard and they don't know what to buy. So I came up with 20 different things that I've purchased over time, some of them really inexpensive, practically free, that have made improvements in my life that I really like a lot. So let's get started real quick. A lot of them are health related. Number one that a person could buy is the water picks and electric toothbrushes. Since I started using them in the last 12 months, my oral hygiene has improved a lot. I don't have the pockets that I used to have, or they're as deep, and a lot of things have improved. And your oral health is so important to you because they found that if you have bad oral hygiene, it can affect your heart health, your brain, all parts of your body that you didn't realize were connected. So it's been actually a pleasure to use the electric toothbrush. And once I got used to it, the water pick, now it's a no-brainer. I use it every single evening, and it made a big difference. And also that means less time going to the dentist. So I know everyone loves going to the dentist, but water pick, I'll leave a link to all the ones I bought, but you don't need to buy or use any links that I'm going to recommend in my video. I just want you to think about the items, and you can do the research yourself. The second item are a sleep mask and the melatonin. I get this brand, Natural Melatonin. It's got strawberries in it. For some reason, that brand works better with strawberries. And just a regular sleep mask. Sleep is extremely important to your health. You need to get like a piece of something to black out the light in your windows at nighttime. Make sure you don't have noises in your bedroom at night, and try to get really good sleep. That's really important for your health. And the sleep mask and the I use 5 milligrams cut in half and take the half of a pill every night before I go to bed. And it works great for me. Another thing is resistance bands. You can get them for like $10, maybe $15, and hook them to the bottom of your door. And every time you go into a room, you can just do some exercising. And I recommend that because the resistance bands are less likely to cause injuries when you're exercising, because so often people want to improve their life and they do something and they make things worse. They'll do an exercise and they'll blow out a knee or a hip or something, and now they have to have surgery, and they were just trying to make their life better. And now they have another medical adventure. I recommend the resistance bands. Extremely inexpensive, lightweight, small. You can take it with you and last forever. So it's a really good purchase, inexpensive. The MP3 player that I bought a while back has been a phenomenal addition to my life. I didn't realize how much I enjoy listening to music while I'm walking around on my daily walks or going on my bicycle rides. It's just been this is worth a lot to me. And there, I think it's $14, and I downloaded like 1,800 songs and albums off of YouTube. So it's been one of the most pleasurable things I've done in a long time. The mini trampoline that I have out in the front room, I purchased it back in 2016, 18. I've been using it daily since then, and it's been a very wonderful asset. First of all, it got me into the habit of doing some exercise. And once you develop the habit, which is the most hardest muscle to develop, you can add other things on to that habit. And that's what I've done. And so I recommend, I've made several videos, which are some of my most popular videos on my channel about my mini trampoline. I'll leave a link to them. You can check them out. But it's very inexpensive. You can, when you're done, lean it up against the wall. It doesn't take any room. And it's been lasting since 2018. My cheese knife, I made a video the other day about how my cheese knife is helping me increase the lifespan of my ice cream, which is very important at this stage of my life. But also, it saves money by reducing the amount of cheese you're using, because like the Swiss cheese is really expensive, where this, you're cutting it and you're getting a lot smaller pieces and you're not wasting as much. And none of it's wasted, but you know what I mean. You don't use as big pieces as you just want a little piece of cheese in your mouth. You don't need a big hunk, and that does the trick. It's been a very inexpensive purchase. The folding bikes, I recommend everyone have a bike, and if you have a bike, I recommend you get a folding bike. I mean, it's like if you have a girlfriend that's double jointed and she can put her legs behind her ears. And one it isn't. Which one would you? I'm going to get in trouble with that comment. We better take that out. You have a bicycle that folds and one that doesn't. Why wouldn't you pick the one that folds? It's I used to have 3 in my house. Bikes, not girlfriends that were double jointed. Oh my goodness. I recommend them highly. You can put them in your car and go places, and then park your car, then ride off on your bicycle and save on parking and go places. You go to your mechanics. You can put it in your trunk, and when you go and come back on the bike, it saves you a lot of time and money. Plus, it's just more versatile. And if you get them with the 20-inch wheels, you can put them on the bus, because smaller than that, they don't fit on the rack. I recommend everybody get a 3-man boat, or at least a 2-man boat. For a while, Aldi was selling these 2-man boats for $5. I recommend a 3-man boat. And one word, captain.
Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain.
They're a lot of fun in canals and rivers where there's not a lot of current, and so on, and ponds where there's no alligators. And it's just a pleasure. It's a pool toy, but it's fun. And you always get a smile on your face, and it's so inexpensive. And it fits underneath your bed. Or if you have a 72 Chevy Impala, this will fit under the front seat of your car. Your boat will fit under the front seat of your car. Do I need to say that again? And when you're done, you deflate it and you won't think about it again. You know, it's the best boat you can have on the whole planet Earth. I recommend people go on eBay. Every now and then there's people selling forever stamps for like 20% of their retail value. I don't know how they're doing it. I think it's criminals on eBay selling stamps. America's going to hell. America's going to hell. You have a bunch of gangs on eBay selling illicit stamps. I'm thinking they are, but anyway, you can get them dirt cheap and get some birthday cards. People always say when they get to a certain age, they don't care about birthdays anymore. Everybody likes to get a birthday card, and it makes you good sending it, and it makes them good getting it. And when the postage costs hardly anything, and you get your birthday cards at the dollar store, it's gonna be a pleasure to do something like that. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. Another thing is, if you're a person that's agoraphobic, you never want to leave the house, I'm going to tell you to go get a library card. And you're going to say, why would you want to do that? Because you don't leave the house for any reason. Well, if you get a library card, you can download books on the internet from the library. You don't have to go to the library. They also have CDs. Did you know that the library I'm at has rooms that you can schedule and get to use, and they're for reading rooms, but you can also use them to make videos. So they have one with a green screen and lighting with a ring light. You can make your own YouTube videos at the library in a room that looks like an office, and it's free. So a word to the wise. I'm also thinking, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine, since a lot of the libraries have computers, if you have very slow internet you may be able to use the ones at the library that probably have better internet service. And then you could, like, if you wanted to download your videos, maybe you could, I'm talking you, Chops. You could maybe send your videos from the library if you have very poor internet service, and it wouldn't, you wouldn't have to go buy a better internet service at your house. So library, get a card. It's worth it. Also, if you have property, if you own any property at all, and you get sunlight, you get a little dirt, and you get some water, that means you can grow stuff. I have a balcony, you only get 2 hours of sun. I can hardly grow anything. You want to go online and go to Willis Orchids. They sell fruit trees and bushes for berries and nuts and all sorts of things. And you can turn your yard into a Garden of Eden. And if you don't, you're an idiot. Anybody who has earth, sunlight, and water, and it isn't frozen 10 months out of the year, you need to start growing some stuff. And if you don't, why are you wasting all of that property, when it could be doing something wonderful for yourself? Imagine sitting out underneath a chestnut tree or a peach tree. Peaches, go out and pick your Mackinac peaches off the tree. Mackinac peaches right off the tree. So yeah, you want to investigate purchasing. You can get gift certificates from these nurseries online and then use them at your convenience, whatever plants, bushes, trees you want, often very inexpensive. And you can just, why aren't you doing that? I only have a balcony, 2 hours of sun a day, and you've got a giant yard and you're growing weeds. It's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Check them out, Willis Orchids. Really nice people in Georgia. Another thing is, I recommend you buy Barbara Ann Kipfer's book, 14,000 Things to Be Happy About. I did a review on it. You can get it on Amazon, used for like $1 and $3.95 shipping. And it's got 14,000 things to be happy about. I recommend Tom Butler Bowden's series of 50 spiritual classics, 50 prosperity classics, and 50 self-help classics. He's also got another 50 book, I forgot, and about philosophy. I didn't go into that one, but the self-help and the prosperity, the spiritual, full of books I wasn't even aware of. And he goes into an in-depth review on each one, and it's really fascinating reading and makes you want to get the books and find out more. And I know 99% of the people who watch my videos aren't into reading anymore. They've gotten older and they don't feel like reading. And I'm in the same boat. But you can't read Tom Butler Bowden's books and not want to pick up the books that he's talking about, because he makes them seem really fascinating and helpful. I think another thing for a person that doesn't spend on other people is they probably haven't taken a vacation in 20 years. This year you want to go on vacation, because who knows when you're going to have another year to go on vacation. And if you're dead set about not wanting to go anywhere, then find someplace either in your house or in your property or in a neighborhood where you can make to a spot where you can feel release from your everyday worries and concerns. Make it a retreat. There is a place not far from where I live where there's a lot of trees and there's a hill, and when you go through the woods, you get to that spot, and then you find there's a pond and nobody knows it's there, and there's a couple of chairs somebody left from like 5 years ago when they were doing construction, and you can go there and it's just dead silence and full of greenery and little animals and the water reflecting, and there's some fish in there, and it's just like, your blood pressure goes down 20%, and it's just so relaxing and pleasant. I've been to the beach where they have the pier, and you get there early and get a seat underneath the pier, so you're out of the sun all day long and you're just sitting in the shade with a nice cool breeze and watching the ocean and the birds and the fish and the people. And you don't have to go to Hawaii or Jamaica. You can go close by. You need to find some place you can go where you can regenerate your spirit and your soul and make you feel more alive instead of being in a rut. So that's what vacations do. They get you out of the everyday normal stuff that makes you have to think about, well, I haven't done this before, I haven't been here before, and now your body and mind is waking up because you're experiencing things that you haven't had to experience before. Before you were on autopilot and your blinders were on and you were just going through life and until it got dark and you went to bed again. When you go on vacation, you're out of your normal everyday experience, so it's making you come alive. And if you can't go traveling someplace, find something like that in your neighborhood, in your area, in your community, where you can go and be around nature and the wind and the breeze and the sun and the trees and just feel connected to something that isn't digital. So you need to go on vacation. That's something you need to buy for yourself. You need to get a physical exam. A lot of people don't like doctors anymore. They don't trust medicine anymore. You're preaching to the choir, but you still need to. If you stop going to the doctor, you need to go and get a physical exam at least once a year. I'll tell you why. Let's say you don't think it's going to do you any good, like whatever, but you got to admit, a physical exam is probably going to give you a tiny little edge, a little bit of a percentage. And if you look at the casinos, they make billions of dollars every year and they got a 2% house advantage. You know, if you can get a physical every year and get you a 5 or 10% advantage over not having a physical, it's worth getting that physical. I really think you should do it. I know a lot of people who didn't take care of their health. They never got physicals and they end up getting something that if they could have caught in time, they would have lasted longer. So I really recommend everybody. Also, if you still don't like doctors, you can, there's many laboratories now. You can go and get, it's your insurance probably won't pay for it, but you can get lab tests done without having to go to doctors if you're just dead set about not going to doctors. But I think go see your dentist this year. Go see your doctor. Go see your dermatologist and make sure you're good to go. You know, you don't want to leave too early if you don't have to. You know, there's still a lot of, don't you want to find out what's going to happen? I do. If you're older, you probably have a lot of old photographs, black and white or old color photographs that are not digitized. And when you pass away, most people in your family won't even know who half these people are. You need to get an inexpensive scanner. You can get them for like $80-$90 that are really pretty decent ones. And it's a no-brainer. You pop the photo in there, another photo, and it automatically digitizes it, and you can store it on a file, and then you can name the file who these people are, whatever, the year, the month, what was happening, and then you can send it to your family members, and then forever they have a record of something most of them don't care about now, but there's going to come a time in life when a lot of them are going to wish that they knew who their people were. And it's also, you're doing an honor to those people that came before you and your ancestors. They'll appreciate it. And it's a lot of pleasure too, to be honest. Since we're talking about families, I think something you should buy is more family time. Spend more time with your family, because I'm sounding like a preacher. The most important thing in your life is your family. If you wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, what are the most important things? I'll tell you 4 things. My physical and mental health, my personal finances, income, my family, and my personal value, my personal freedoms. The reason my health and my money are more important than my family is because if I don't have any health, I can't help my family. If I don't have any wealth, I can't help my family or myself. Also, if I don't have wealth or health, I'm a burden to them. So that's why those 2 things are ahead of my family. But they're really not ahead. They're just they're doing what they need to be done to take care of your family. And family is the most important thing there is. I know a lot of people, almost everybody, has family issues, and some worse than others. But it would behoove all of us to, in 2025, to give a Christmas present to ourselves of having a stronger family relationship. I think in the future, everybody's going to need a gang, and we're all going to need a support system. Nobody's coming to save us. The government isn't here to help us. It's not on our side. It really doesn't like us. And we need to work on our family and friends and our relationships and even our community, but start with family. If it's a disaster, 1 inch at a time, baby steps, just do what you can. But there's nothing more important. And I think 2025 is something you could give yourself, is stronger family ties. Another thing you can give yourself in 2025 is, when I was younger, if you wanted to start a business, nobody would tell you a damn thing. You had to find out the hard way. If you wanted to learn something, you had to find out the hard way. At the very least, you had to get on a bike or a car and go to the library and look it up. There was no digital anything. And like I said, there was no Amazon. Nowadays, if you want to start a shoe store or a airline, there's a book somebody wrote about it. You can go on Amazon. You can find out all sorts of things. There's tutors available. There's advisors. There's consultants. Everything you can imagine. Not knowing how to do something you want to do is the least of any barrier or roadblock to accomplishing what you want to do in life. You have so many resources now. So if there's anything you've ever wanted to do and learn how, this is a golden age. There's never been a better time to be alive and wanting to know how to do something than right now. It's just changed totally. In fact, you can go onto ChatGPT and just ask questions and get tons of information. And it's just, you have to check some of it to make sure, but still, it's the world's changed. It's no longer the same place it used to be. If you in 2025, if you want to do something, become something, know something, you can spend a little money and a little time, and you can find information that you had no idea existed in the past. I've never read a story that was bad in the newspaper or on the news, almost never, where a pepper spray would not have helped. I recommend everybody buy that. Inexpensive, carry with them. I recommend everybody get a small utility knife that has different blades and different functions you can use for so many different things. I had a boss one time said his father told him to give every employee a 25-cent raise that had a knife, and I said, I've got two on me. Another thing is that I think everybody should get a little pew-pew. I've got a video on this one. After I purchased mine, for years I was not in favor of firearms, and I didn't grow up in a household or community that was in favor. But about 10 years ago, I got one, and I realized that was one of the best things I've ever done, because it gives you a sense of security that you didn't have before. And I've been in situations where this would have been good to have because of things that were going on, and there was no police available. So you want to make sure it's protected away from people or young folks and so on. But if you're living by yourself, you want to take safety precautions and everything. But you need to get off the fence and go down there and take a course in firearm handling and so on, and do whatever needs to be done to get your CCW, and just bite the bullet and get one. And I recommend highly everybody get one while they can. So those are my 20 different things that I think, if you are a person that doesn't normally buy things for themselves, I'm pretty sure out of those 20 you can find one that you'll agree with, and one you'll disagree with for sure. But I thought that would be helpful for 2025, because everything I mentioned has been something that I benefited from, and I just wanted to share. So guys, hope that was helpful to you, and I hope that in the near future I see some fellow captains out there. All right guys, it was a fun video. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. See you out there.
Captain.